Everybody loved the pie, so we just kept making more and more. That's what took off.
Just north of Lynchburg, out in Amherst County, there's a feeling you start to get on Route 130 that can only be described as divine, and it will lead you right to Woodruff's Pies.
And here we are, 25 years later.
But this story begins in 1865 with Angie Scott's great-grandfather, Wyatt Woodruff, a freed slave who set up his blacksmithing shop right across the street.
We have a shovel that he made and some horseshoes that we found.
Her parents, James and Mary, built and opened a country store in 1952. They lived upstairs, raising 2 boys, twin girls, Darnell and Darnett, and the youngest, Angie.
It was like home to us, and it's still home.
That store closed in '83, but Angie had that feeling, and she reopened in August 1998 under the name Woodruff's Pies. But a month later, her father passed away. And as she had done for 63 years, Mama Woodruff was the rock for her kids to lean on.
Just entertained everybody. That was her thing.
Mama held court in the front. Angie used her food service experience in the back, making sandwiches and salads, but they needed something sweet.
So that's when I started baking pies. It's a miracle to me that it actually happened. I had no experience baking.
The first few years were tough, but Angie said Mama would not let her give up.
She kept saying, Angie, you've got to have faith. It's going to be okay. And she was right.
Mama knew best, and she was a fixture at the shop, sitting in the corner ready for a conversation with whoever walked in the door, including Al Roker.
He went over to talk to Mom, and by that time, there was a little dementia going on. And so we said, you need us to help in any way? He said, no, I got this. And I was like, okay, you're in for it. So she asked him if he was a preacher.
Roker's story aired in February 2020, right before everything shut down.
That was absolutely the Lord. We had so much publicity from that. Folks were coming, getting their pies curbside.
And when they look this good, people will come from far and wide.
We put everything we have into those pies.
First up, the Dutch apple.
I knew when Angie was making it, it smelled good, it looked good. There is an entire apple orchard in one slice.
Now onto the key lime.
It's so tart and sweet, and the crunch of the crust. Oh my goodness.
The pies are extraordinary, and the company is beyond reproach. It's just marvelous to be here.
We show love when folks come in, but they can also taste it in the pie.
That is truly a slice of heaven.
In the summer, they offer a cold plate, served with homemade chicken salad, egg salad, and pimento cheese. Then when it gets cold, homemade soup and cornbread.
Real Amherst County pie, real Amherst County experience.
This pie shop could be mistaken for a museum. So many stories which you can read about in a book appropriately titled A Little Slice of Heaven. Then on May 11th, 2021, 104-year-old Mama Woodruff was called home.
We didn't realize the impact she had on people until she passed away. We just feel like Mom's presence is here. She had been here for so long.
And after 25 years, Angie and the family count every day as a blessing to serve.
I think about my family and my great-grandfather who was a slave. And just what he would think about this right now. And my parents who loved on people. And I want to do that same thing. We try to share the love of Christ with people who walk in. Yeah.
Woodruff's Pies, a hometown eat over 150 years in the making.